My name is Cole, and I am 63 years old. I used to believe that if you paid every bill on time, kept your promises, and never asked for more than you needed, life would at least return the favor with a little dignity. I was wrong. The night my son told me to leave the house I had helped build, the lights were still on, the heater was running, and the refrigerator was full. All of it paid for by me. That irony followed me out the door like a shadow. The kind of man I was raised to be. I was raised in a house where men didn't talk much about feelings. They talked about work, responsibility, showing up even when your body begged you not to. My father died young, worn down by labor and silence. I promised myself I would be different, not softer, but smarter. I would work hard and live long enough to enjoy the peace I earned. So I worked, decades of it. Construction sites in the summer heat, office maintenance at night, weekend shifts when my back screamed and my knees felt like glass. I missed birthday parties, I missed vacations, I missed entire seasons of my own life. But I never missed a payment. That was my pride. Marriage, fatherhood, and the long middle. My wife Ellen was my balance. Where I was rigid, she was gentle. Where I worried about tomorrow, she reminded me to notice today. We had one child, Aaron. I poured everything I knew into being a father, not with grand speeches but with presence, coaching his little league games, teaching him how to change a tire, sitting silently beside him when words weren't needed. When Ellen died suddenly, one moment laughing, the next gone, the world didn't shatter. It emptied. The house echoed, meals lost their taste, time stretched cruelly. Aaron begged me to move in with him and his wife, Melissa. "You shouldn't be alone, Dad," he said. "Your family," Melissa echoed, hand on his arm. I believed them because I needed to. The house that wasn't mine, but was paid by me. Their home was newer, bigger, full of promise. At first I tried not to take up space. I kept my things in boxes, ate quietly, offered help but didn't insist. When money got tight for them, I stepped in without being asked. "I'll handle the utilities. Let me cover the property tax this year. I've got groceries, don't worry." Each time they thanked me. Each time the thanks grew shorter. Gratitude has a short shelf life. Soon my help wasn't seen as kindness, it was assumed. When you become a burden without moving an inch. It happened slowly, the way erosion does. Conversations stopped when I entered a room. My opinions were brushed aside. My routines were labeled inconvenient. "You're home a lot," Melissa said once, not looking up from her phone. I wanted to say, I worked 40 years for the right to be home. But I didn't. I paid the bills. The conversation that changed everything. The night they asked me to leave, there was no shouting. That hurt more. Aaron sat stiffly on the couch. Melissa stood, arms crossed, already decided. "Dad," he said, "we think you'd be happier somewhere else." I searched his face for doubt. I didn't find any. "I live here," I said. Melissa's voice was cool. "You stay here." A small difference in words. A massive difference in meaning. I packed one suitcase. They didn't stop me. Sleeping in a car at 63. That night, I slept in my car in a grocery store parking lot. The seat didn't recline all the way. My joints ached, my pride hurt worse. I stared at the dashboard and thought about every bill I had paid in that house. The warmth, the light, the water, the comfort. And how easily it had all been taken for granted. The turning point. The legal aid office smelled like old paper and coffee. The lawyer listened quietly, nodding, flipping through my records. Then she said, "Mr. Cole, this isn't nothing." She explained residency rights, financial contribution, documentation. For the first time in weeks, I felt something other than shame. I felt solid. The notice wasn't angry. It was factual. Years of payments. Clear records. A request for reimbursement or acknowledgement. When Aaron called, his voice was shaken. "Dad, this feels extreme." I answered calmly. So did being thrown out. What came after? They settled quietly. No courtroom, no drama. Just a check. I bought a small apartment, 1 bedroom, big windows, quiet. I hung Ellen's photo on the wall, brewed my coffee slowly, paid my own bills, this time for myself. Aaron apologized months later. I forgave him. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. What 63 taught me. Hear what no one prepares you for. Sometimes the people you give everything to don't know how to hold it with care. Sometimes love needs boundaries to survive. And sometimes standing up for yourself is the last gift you can give the person you were all along. Moral of the story: generosity without limits becomes self-betrayal. Family doesn't mean ownership. And dignity, once reclaimed, is worth more than any house.